Coach PJ here. We have work from home, we have work from the office, and now we have this hybrid that seems to exist in the world where there's part in the office, part at home. Sometimes it's the same people doing both home and office. Other times it's some people are at home and some people are at the office. So there's a whole host of hybrid work environments. And there's 4 things that I'm going to talk to you about that you need to consider in establishing a great hybrid environment, whatever that looks like for your business and whatever that can look like for your employees and your team members being effective in that environment and making a great culture. So let's talk first about productivity. That is probably the biggest concern. Are people productive? Are people able to do their work? Is it effective? And that really depends on the type of work, the accountability, the level of understanding of what they're doing. For folks who are doing new tasks, there still needs to be a lot more oversight and a lot more check-in. For those who have been doing the same type of work and are skilled in their task and are not learning a new task, then it's about productivity. Are they able to attain similar productivity or be effective in that environment? So productivity is about, are they able to accomplish the things they need to accomplish? Are they able to turn around the work as expected? But productivity, whether they're at home or in the office, has a lot to do with the environment as well as their skill set. So is the environment conducive to them being productive? Do they have multiple screens at home? Do they have a work environment that's dedicated to themselves? Do they have interruptions, appropriate lighting, the access to the right phone system, depending on what they're expected to do? That will matter. But productivity is one. The second one I'm going to talk about is flexibility. When you're talking about a hybrid work environment, there is an element of, are you being flexible in your hours, or are you being flexible on a daily tasks? Are you being flexible in when they get stuff done or how they get stuff done? Flexibility is kind of thrown around as a word to hang on to in a hybrid environment, but flexibility doesn't mean that things have to change all the time. It can mean that a person agrees to a set of hours that work for them, and you're flexible with when they start or when they finish. You're flexible, but you do have some elements of, this is our core hours, this is our expectations. Flexibility doesn't need to be a free-for-all. It can mean that you have boundaries around what needs to happen when, but they have flexibility either on the front end or the back end, or if they need to change their hours during the day. But it doesn't mean you don't know where they are, or it doesn't mean you don't know how to get a hold of them. And it doesn't mean from an employee perspective that you don't have boundaries as well. If you have flexibility, still the communication is absolutely critical to say, I am going to work from this time to this time. It helps both the employee and the employer know where those boundaries are and what to expect. And when an email gets sent out, if it's sent out at 7:30 in the morning and the person isn't responding till 9:30 and you think it's urgent, are you expecting that person to respond at 7:30? Is that person expected to be working at their desk at 7:30? Does it matter? Do they have the flexibility? What if something does come up that's urgent? How are you going to communicate that? How's the flexibility going to shift when things like that happen? So you have productivity, you have flexibility. And the third element I'm going to talk about is connection. And this can't be underrated. Connection is about building a culture, being connected to the office, being connected to the people in the office, building relationships. And this is an area that is a little bit more challenging, especially for folks who start at a new company, a new position in hybrid work environments where they're not seeing their teammates, they're not seeing the team together. And that can mean that the connection isn't established quite as strong. So look for opportunities to engage the team, whether it be online or in person. Look for ways where the team comes together and shares information, whether it's about what they're doing, what the team is doing, the goals, anything that has some crossover that allows for the team to bond and get to know each other. Look for things like the shared texting or group texting or an online element where you can do a chat and you can talk to folks and you can exchange ideas. So building that relationship and those connections with each other and with the team at large is really a big, big effort. And I say that because it can't be left to chance. You've got to find ways to make sure that connection is there. People want to feel connected. And when they're working remote, they often look for opportunities to connect. So provide them with opportunities. If you're in a hybrid environment, are there core times or specific times during the month, during the week, when it's expected that people gather together as a team to accomplish certain things? That is a great way to augment what you can do online as well. And then the fourth area is technology, and that cannot be overlooked. Technology, making sure your folks have the right technology in place to be productive, to be efficient, to be working from home in an environment that is conducive, whether it's a headset, whether it's a second monitor, whether it's an extra keyboard, whether it's an ergonomic chair, whatever that looks like, that is critical to a work from home environment or a remote hybrid environment, that they have a quiet space. There is a space dedicated to what they need to do. And the technology, whether it's how you communicate via phone, how you communicate via email, understanding how the technology is at play in your office. How do you share documents? How do you share information? That is critical. How do you train people using technology? Are you a Zoom? Are you a meetings? Are you, what do you use to have face-to-face interaction with your clients, with your team, with your vendors, suppliers, etc.? So you have productivity, flexibility, connection, and technology. These are 4 key areas to look at when you're looking at building a hybrid team, a hybrid work environment where you have people that are full remote, full in office, part-time in the office, part-time remote, and all of the above. It's critical that you do this intentionally and you don't just let it happen, because that's how great organizations are built, is with intention, not by accident. If you like what you heard today, comment, subscribe below. If you'd like to get together for coffee, if you'd like to jump on a Zoom, put that in the comments below as well. If this is something you actually want to explore further, we can sit down, look at your business, examine it, and build a plan to go forward. Your business profit. Until next time.